What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as the S&P 500. Specifically, in today's episode, we left off yesterday discussing a pretty interesting discovery. As the past couple of days have gone by, we've saw resistance being broken on most of the major altcoins that we track here on the channel. And it started to show us what could be a bullish run to the upside. And this gave us a clear shot at retesting all-time highs and even breaking up above them and actually creating new all-time highs, which we saw in Ethereum and some of the other cryptocurrencies. While Bitcoin just the other day hit $40,000 again, retesting its all-time high, much quicker than anyone had anticipated, specifically me and here on the channel. We definitely knew it was coming. It was mentioned multiple times prior to the run, but we definitely knew that 40K was to come, just not this quickly. So we have to now take prior precautions to retesting that $40,000 resistance, which would be a small correction to the downside, which we all know about and are preparing for by shorting the market. And I'm just going to explain what I plan on doing moving forward in that and how I plan on shorting the market and making money. So if you guys are interested in learning about this, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, make sure to leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. And then if you are interested in learning about my trades, definitely make sure to check out my Patreon linked in the description. Not only do we have the Patreon, but there's a private Discord group which we talk about, all the cryptocurrency trades that we have. So definitely make sure to check that out too. It's all on Patreon. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, so before we begin, you can see, yes, huge kudos to you guys for finally getting us above 27,000 subscribers. This is awesome. But yesterday we discussed a major discovery of retesting that resistance and starting to correct lower. As you guys can see, I do have the current coin market cap pulled up. It's not really loading that well. I'm kind of annoyed. Oh, there it goes. Beautiful. You can see top 10 cryptocurrencies are in red slowly. Bitcoin leading the correction to the downside, as well as Binance, Litecoin, and Chainlink. But this was discussed in grave detail yesterday's episode as we were starting to hit resistance as we saw a major correction to the upside much quicker than we had anticipated, which would ultimately consider us to bounce lower, and that's exactly what's happening. So this is of zero surprise to me and hopefully to you guys why we're seeing red markets across the board today. So it's really nothing too concerning, honestly, at all. We are still what I believe is in a bull market for the rest of February. I want to go into that a little more in specific in today's video, but I definitely just wanted to update you guys with that, a quick summary of where we're going to be looking at the market, what we should be expecting. So to jump right into things, I guess we'll start with XRP, then we'll jump into Bitcoin. I just want to show you guys everything first, give you guys a quick summary of what to expect, and then we'll go into it. So here's the XRP chart. We have Ethereum right here. Boom, let's get that off. We have Bitcoin, we have Litecoin, and then we have the S&P 500. I'm just going to X out of these just to make it a little easier when we do decide to go in depth with these things. All right, so we're starting with XRP. So I feel like everything in this market is going to have to do with Bitcoin in some sort of way. Bitcoin is clearly starting to drop, and you can see pretty much every crypto except for Cardano, which is exploding, is falling lower. And I do think it's all relevant to Bitcoin. And if it's not, Bitcoin shows a leading indicator chart, very easy to track, and all the other cryptocurrencies are following suit. It's somewhere along those lines. So just as you can see here, Bitcoin is hit its all-time high once again, or very freaking close to it. And we discussed that because of how rapidly we hit that, it was more than likely going to see some sort of fall or correction back down to our bottom leading uptrend and support. Now, the thing we have to take into note is when we do hit this, which we did yesterday and saw the, us receding back lower, all the other cryptocurrencies were going to be influenced in some sort of way. So the second we hit that, I started to look at all the other cryptocurrencies and I was anticipating correction to fall. I mentioned XRP, possibilities of shorting it. I know a lot of you guys want to hold long term, and that's totally fine because I do believe by the end of the month we'll see these coins much higher. But a lot of you guys are interested in the short term, getting in, getting out. Maybe, you just like that feeling. Maybe you just like getting quick money. It's totally fine. I can be a high-risk trader at times, but for the most part, I'm definitely a conservative trader, as I do have a small amount of money that I can play around with on the short term and get that feeling, but it's not everything that I have. So honestly, my opinion on this market is XRP is going to be heading a little bit lower. Following Bitcoin, we can use Bitcoin as the chart to pretty much figure out the timeline these other cryptocurrencies are going to be falling to. So XRP is starting to swing lower. Good chance it's going to retest bottom support. I would not be surprised in the slightest if the 43 cent we're at right now falls down to 40 to 39 cents at the lowest point in its correction. As you can see, there's a beautiful downtrend. We do have a price floor and the moving average right here. The market looks fine. XRP looks fine. But I do believe we are going to be hitting that bottom support short term and then eventually breaking bullish. Obviously, we have to break above that resistance before we can see that. I'm going to zoom into the 4 hours so you guys get what I'm talking about. You can clearly see the downtrend here, the price ceiling, or sorry, the price floor, the moving average. You can see we look fine on the indicators. But for right now, you can see the resistance that we're battling. And until we breach through this, do we have any sort of chance of heading up higher? When is that going to happen? That's a great question. I think it's based off of Bitcoin's movements as well as Ethereum. As you can see, Ethereum managed to hit all-time highs once again, breaching all the way up to $1,700. Absolutely incredible. We discussed this multiple days in my videos. We can go back a week ago, 2 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, where we were tracking this beautiful uptrend ascending triangle where we had clearly a price ceiling and a beautiful higher low formation where the prices were getting very close to filling the gap. We finally did the second we saw a confirmation close, a daily close above this resistance line at 1442, which was discussed. We knew to buy in, so easy buy-ins would have been closer to $1,500. And then you could have just reaped the benefits all the way up from 15 to easily $1,700, and it's a big power play there. Now we're starting to see the short, the correction. Good chance we can see Ethereum right now in regards to target is back down to the support at 1423. Not going to be surprised at all if today, tomorrow, the next day we see us pull back down to 1437. This would be very easy to do, and it wouldn't be a problem or a bad thing. This is just the consolidation it needed, as it was retesting overbought on the daily, and the support would allow us to then pump even higher now that we're above these resistances. What we were able to do is find a new resistance at 1726 for Ethereum. So when we do come back to retest that level, we'll know and we'll be prepared for where that is. As of right now, this is just digging a new path for Ethereum, as we are hitting all-time highs, and we have never seen resistances near that price in a very long, or at all. So it's just setting a path. So this is a riskier coin to get involved in Ethereum right now because there's no history on it. Bitcoin short term is where my mind's at, Bitcoin and XRP, for good reason. As you can see clearly, we had a big retest of resistance very quickly, which was a big surprise to me. I was not anticipating in the slightest that we would retest $41,000 until I was thinking mid to end of March, and we managed to actually hit this in the early set of the first week in February, which is incredible. This is huge news. And for those that were asking, my birthday is actually February 19th. A lot of you guys commented that. I think 2 people only got it right, which is funny. But you can see the resistance that we were hitting. We hit $41,000. We started to correct lower. This was discussed. I made this very clear, and I'm going to make it very clear again where that resistance is. Right now, we're starting to see a short. How do we take advantage of a short? We can leverage it. We can trade it. We can buy in long. We can sell short using Bityard. I highly recommend this. I did link Bityard in the description. How do you take advantage of this? It's very simple. Understanding that the short is opening up right now, and this is what I plan on doing. With Bitcoin going lower, good chance it's going to fall all the way to $34,000. I'll use Bitcoin and on Bityard to short the market. You can see on the daily right here where the problem zone is. Resistance is clear cut. Good chance it's going to pull down to $34,000. We go in for a short, put in our leverage amount, let's say 15 times, 10 times, put in the amount we're going to short USDT, and then sell it and capitalize off the drop to the downside. They also offer a demo account if you guys wanted to take advantage of that. But moving forward, how do you guys capitalize off this movement is understanding that there's a very big chance, in my opinion, that the market is going to fall a little bit lower, and you have to kind of brace yourself. So where's XRP going to go? I would wait for Bitcoin to show you guys how much lower before XRP starts to head up. So on the time Bitcoin heads lower, good chance XRP is going to fall lower with it. Maybe at a smaller increment, but definitely heading lower. So Bitcoin, there's a very good chance that the target is going to be somewhere around $34,000 as discussed on Bityard. You can see where the 40-day moving average is right at around $34,000. It applies perfectly with the uptrend here at 34,000 and change. It could head a little bit higher up too, but I do believe now for the next couple of days, we are going to be seeing some bearish markets, bearish movements in a short. It's not a problem. This isn't a bad thing. This is very good. What is it doing? It's creating more higher lows, building up support, building up pressure to finally breach through the $41,000 resistance that we have, and allowing us to once again breach into all-time highs, which will be great. But we have not yet seen any sort of candle close above 41,000, so there's no shot we're going to be doing that anytime soon. We need to build up the pressure, get there. Once we close above here just a little bit, we'll know to buy and long. For right now, we can trade inside the ascending triangle, expect to see a short to the downside, expect to see a correction back down to $34.5 or $35,000, but there's a good chance moving forward in the next couple of videos, we're going to see Bitcoin's price head down like this, retest here, and then start to swing up. So how do we make money? We can short this market down to 34.5, and then we can buy and long, swinging this up with a leverage trade back up to the resistance which we have. So I do like this. This is how I play it conservative. I wait for moments like this to open up. So I will be buying into short Bitcoin, as Bitcoin, good chance is going to head down to support, and then I'll buy in long down to here. So where to sell off? Closer to 34.7. Where to buy in is, you could buy in right now, but this is just, my opinion as to what I'm going to be doing. I'm no financial advisor, so definitely do your own research. Look at other people. Ask a financial advisor. Watch other videos. Do what you got to do, but I'm in no way control of your money. So definitely consider that as an option. But moving on from Bitcoin, you can see Litecoin's doing a very similar thing. It actually had a very big reversal candle, which is pretty much showing us to short the market again, showing us that there's a good chance we're going to drop. You can see last time we had these candles, it was a very big signal of reversal. When you see uncertainty like this, where the prices aren't as big and the wicks are much bigger, it usually represents the opposite is going to happen. And that's exactly what happened. Always sideways consolidation and uncertainty is good indicators for big volume injections into the market. That's my tip. So if you can see here, on the daily right now, we had multiple days, about a week of sideways consolidation. It's usually a reference to a big pump in volume. Immediately after that, we see a massive surge to the upside. Then once we hit the top, we started to see uncertainty. Prices did not want to hold above here. We saw these massive wicks with the prices opening and closing around the same day. The price that it opened in the morning is where it closed in at night. And that usually is a signal of reversal. It could be at the bottom signaling an upside. It could be at the top signaling a reversal to the downside. And that's exactly what happened. So we had the big short. Now we're starting to see that same pattern happen as we saw back then, usually referencing a big dump. If we see Bitcoin, which most likely we will, fall to 34 and change, Litecoin's going to pull back down to, I would say, closer to 133. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.